So doing a collection was way out of my comfort zone, but it was always something I wanted to do. And everybody said you couldn't possibly, you're far too old, you couldn't do such a thing, you have no experience, it costs too much money, you could never compete. And I just thought, well, I want to feel good enough. So for me, it was just trying to make myself feel good enough that made me do something that I knew my heart of hearts I loved, but I never had the confidence to do something I really loved. I had the idea in my heart, but I didn't know how I was going to do it or how I was going to afford, but I just thought I've got to make myself feel like I'm good enough. I kind of don't know what other people think, and I don't know what problems that other people have had at all, because I think maybe they've been to university, or that they've worked in fashion, or they've worked, on magazines. I've had nothing like that. I personally, my encounter was the fact of how hard it was financially, that it just took up so much money, and I hadn't even done a collection, and I didn't realise the amount it was going to cost. It's not the hard work that was the problem, it was the finances. It was really difficult. But now I've been backed by CWBI, I feel that there's a God. What's in the air, hopefully more glamorous, making people feel really good about themselves. I think the most important thing is to feel confident enough to be able to be your own person and to dress uniquely for yourself. And I think that's because the big boys have taken over the shop, which is amazing, but individuality, uniqueness is kind of like having to come back to just survive in this country, I think. As long as it makes you feel good and you love it, when you put something on and you just light up and you feel like, yeah, look at me. I think the clothes come alive when you've got them on if you love them. My approach is if you don't love it, if it's not your style, it's not for you. But because it can be made to fit you, it can be your style because you can change it. You can change. I want to collaborate with the client and the customer rather than just working on my own. I want to be able to say, what don't you like? What do you like? Do you like this? Don't you like that? And actually, you don't like this particular fabric, you might love that. So we can change it according to, we're working together rather than here's mine, take it or leave it. I'm saying, what do you want? How do you like it? That's my approach. It's more like working with you, the client, the customer, rather than on my own. For me, being a part of this is, I'm very, very proud. I've never been out of my comfort zone and my protected world with family, friends and business colleagues, but this is like stretching me and making me nervous, a bit out of my depth. I couldn't look at all the other designers because I just would lose my nerve, but it gives me the confidence to be able to say, it's okay, I'm good enough, so it means a lot to me.